everybody was like, you're so weird. You're so weird. What is wrong with you? Happy birthday. It's not my birthday today, but it is my birthday. Because I choose to live. Because every day I am born and I die. Every day I have a choice. Do I want to keep living? We all have this choice. As we expand, we are tested. And I'm not gonna lie. At first I thought that this was something that only I was going through as I'd expand. I thought it was beyond these like suicidal ideation thoughts that used to plague me a lot in my life, coming from the past that I came from. I was living in a survival state. Since I was a little girl, if something triggered me enough, I wanted to die. And it's only been a couple of years now that I'm living in this really different frequency where I wake up and I'm in love with life. Even on like the really shitty days, or that's the perception of them, right? Or on the days when those thoughts come in. It's a mix because I'm finding my center. And because I know how this goes now. As we expand, we are tested. And for some of us who've gone through spiritual awakenings, for example, or we're spiritual, we're conscious of what we're going through, that we are here to be of service on this planet to each other and to expand this love and light, to help each other expand consciousness. Finally, I'm walking around in this jungle. I have not really taken the time out to go for a hike here very often, which is, I'm not really happy with that about myself. I just pulled over here because this is a place that I pass a lot and it's gorgeous. And I was taking little snippets of the videos at the beginning, which will probably be in the beginning. And I couldn't help myself. Thank goodness. I need this walk. I guess this is my last week here. It's really unbelievable right now. I'm feeling really sad, and I feel really attached to this place, actually. And for such a kind of small place that's, to me, a low-key paradise, I find it one of these places that, like other small places I've grown very fond of or I have a connection to, there's more and more to see somehow. Whereas there's places I've been that are small or even bigger, and I'm kind of over them soon. So that's a fun phenomena. I've digressed. I chose to go with the crown because that's what my inner child wanted. It was just so pretty. And I realized, you know what? Maybe this won't be the last day where this part of myself says, I wish I was just dead. I wish I could just die. Or, yeah, I want to die was the thought. And why? You know, this isn't all of me. And I do feel there's still a part of me that feels ashamed for talking about this subject. Because I feel like I should be beyond this. This may never actually go away. I don't know. I cannot attest. Maybe it will someday. There's things that I've healed from that I never thought that I would heal from. Some stuff I didn't even have an expectation around, and it was like a byproduct of something. But these thoughts, they were not here actually. This thought, I want to die, was not really on my radar. I'm getting bitten out here now. Not on my radar. It didn't come up for a few years. What happened was I had all this exponential growth, healing, and all this. I also went through a big burnout, which came with a spiritual awakening. And in this, I found like all these new connections with myself and really deeply fell in love with myself even more. I mean, I was already in like, let's see, 10 years of healing work by then, something like that. 11. No, it's 12 now, so it was maybe like 10 or 9. Anyways, I do like to explain the timeline of this because maybe it's different for everyone, but also to remind us that this is a journey. It is a journey we're on. And I fell into this trap that I knew I was aware of, though. But sometimes it's like someone can tell you there's a trap there and you walk into it anyway. And the trap was this, of course, any perfectionistic person will go through this, especially those of us who go into coaching. And we fall into the trap of thinking that we need to be perfect to be coaches. But that's not really true. Some of us play roles. Have you ever met that person who says something that it wasn't, maybe it didn't even have tact, but it woke you the fuck up and was the thing you needed to hear? They played a certain role. And these roles are amazing to me. And I've played a lot of that role as a dominatrix. And I've played all of these different shadow type roles and dark feminine roles. And it's always for the benefit of everyone involved. It may seem like I'm being an asshole or mean or whatever. Cruel. It may seem like I'm being cruel. Let's put it like that. I like cruel instead of an asshole, because we are more merciless or cruel or something like that as doms. Stern. We're challengers. We're challengers. And I'm starting to see that role played in myself more, which is very interesting. And I went on a journey recently where I met my higher self again. And she doesn't coddle me. She's kind of a bitch a little bit, which is exactly how I remember her being the first time something really big happened. And I heard her voice first. It was a suicide attempt. It was an attempt to kill myself many, many years ago now. About 11 years ago. And the first words I heard when I got up were when I failed it and I woke up from it and I heard, "Get up. What's it gonna be? Are you in or are you out? Choose." And she said it so, I'm doing the best I can right now to recall how it was, but it was quite confident and stern. She doesn't fuck around. And I looked around at my room in Seoul, South Korea, and I saw all of my little and big creations. I'm an artist. Some finished, some just begun, some midway. And I felt like I still want to live. I still want to be making art. I still have more to live for, but I was miserable. And so today, I'm not miserable. I can always find happiness, I want to say. But yeah, we can, and it's a muscle to train. But it's also simultaneously, I'm having days as I continue my path as a priestess, where I am met with so much resistance of the ego. And I don't even know if I'm doing this. I don't know what I'm doing sometimes. I don't know how this is really going to go. This is all led by Source. And the whole orchestration of the universe, right? That's Source. We're all Source. And I had a journey last week, a very conscious breathe with cannabis journey. It was incredible. Breath work, all of this. And I met my higher self. And she was like that. She was very, that's the word. It's not, she is confident, of course, but that's not the word I'm looking for. She's very direct. And she commands. And that's what she did. She said, I had a part of myself that was crying and saying, I don't want to do this. I don't want to be the person who talks about sex. I was the kid in the class who told everybody what sex was, apparently, according to one of my old friends. Even though I didn't really know what it was. I don't want to lead a life where I have to be subject to societal stigma. And I have to be very careful with my words online because we're still stuck in the dark ages of sexuality. And when people think that they're opening up their sexuality, they're really just going into hedonism sometimes, and it's not really serving their best interest that often. It's not even like, I mean, the closest we're getting to that for some people who don't understand, they don't have a spiritual connection, is people who go into kink and they practice conscious kink, but they don't have any belief in spirituality as though it's a belief. It's really about your unique connection with Source. Nobody can determine this for you. And so my higher self, I am part of me. I'm watching part of me crying. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. And my higher self said, you've been voluntold. I hadn't heard that word voluntold in years, since I used to be regularly going to public speaking groups. And I was like, shit. Sometimes when I was voluntold is the only way that I started to become more of a leader. Or I woke up to what my true power is. Sometimes we do need someone to push us into the deep end. Which is why pain is like the biggest catalyst for most of our growth. We suffer enough, maybe we'll wake up. Sometimes it takes a couple of times of smacking yourself into that wall by accident. So I took myself just wandering into some stores. I bought some stickers, which were really fun. And I passed that party shop. And I was like, that's on my list of my master solo dating list of ideas. And I was like, I've never even tried that idea out. So, and then I thought about the thing where I was like, man, just earlier in my pages, I was having to pick myself up and hearing part of myself saying that it wants to die. Because it's so overwhelmed by just so much right now. I said, yep, it's our time to get a birthday crown. Could you imagine what would it feel like to wear the birthday crown? And we wear it whenever we're having one of those days, or if we just want to wear it. What does it feel like to do it? Because I really truly believe that every moment we're being born and we're dying. There's things in us too, biologically. as part of nature. Things that are decaying in us and things that are being born in us, right? But I mean it also in a Buddhist sense, from our mind, and I mean it from our spirit too. And so I declare that I love myself, even if there's a part of me that doesn't love itself, that hates itself still, that's so overwhelmed and wants to die. I love that self, because the things that trigger it into wanting to die, I know they're irrelevant to determining the worth, the innate worth of that part of me, or any part of me. You can apply the same to you if you want to. You know, be your own guest in your precious temple that you get to walk around in, dance around in, embody. And so I was like, this is actually really uncomfortable, I thought. That's why I was joking about wearing it, because I didn't realize till I was like, got out of the store, I think, that I'm feeling a little bit shy. Is this becoming like a social experiment? Like, this is gonna feel weird. It's gonna feel weird. It's gonna feel uncomfortable. I don't even want to say weird. It's gonna feel uncomfortable. But I was always that girl growing up who did something really weird and artsy, and everybody was like, you're so weird. You're so weird. What is wrong with you? I got that all the time. But I couldn't hold back. My inner child could never hold back from expressing itself. I was so shy. And then I get up on stage in 8th grade. My mom was saying to me, all of the other parents were like, do we have any scotch? This is like so boring. How many more hours do we have of this? And then I got up there as the Wicked Witch of the West. And suddenly I stole the show. I didn't plan to steal the show. You can't fake acting. It's about embodiment, and people know when it's true, because you immerse completely. That it's going to be uncomfortable is my point. Exposures are uncomfortable. And I'm not doing this for other people. It's for me first. And so I wore started wearing it, and I'm cruising around with it, and it feels funny. Feels kind of fun, right? A girl at the bread shop told me happy birthday. I was like, oh, thank you. And I didn't say that it wasn't my birthday. Happy birthday, dear friend. Happy birthday to you. How old are you now? What are your wishes for today? I'll see you next time. Says, remember to give yourself permission. Happy birthday to you.
So he's 10 years old, and I used to ask to the people just to write something or to draw something. Nice time with them. Write or to draw. And I have a tattoo of this one.
Really?
Here.
Oh my gosh.